Recording this on March 3rd, and of course, what came out today?
The Nintendo Switch.
The Nintendo Switcheroonie. Yeah, that came out. It is getting kind of, I would say, cautious reviews. There's a lot of the reviews are saying, it's hard to judge the Switch by a standard that's not necessarily fair, simply because it doesn't seem to be complete yet. We don't have the virtual console on it. They have released a few digital games, but aside from that, there's really not much to write home about for launch, with the exception of Zelda, which apparently is getting 10s across the board. So can't wait to play it, but I can't until Monday.
I know. I've been watching just so many reviews from people about it, and then today I watched. People just started off just because I couldn't not, just because since they released any information about this, that trailer of Link running from the giant robot
Guardian.
Yeah, I've been just obsessed with it, so I was I can't not watch anything. So I watched some gameplay of that, which I've been told is it's much better to just wait until you are able to play it. I was I don't care.
Well, one of the Japan launch games, it's a rhythm game entitled Voez, I guess it's called. But it has lots of pretty pictures and anime stuff.
It's very anime.
Yeah, so it's a rhythm game, and it basically is going to rely on the Switch's touchscreen, which adds an interesting complication to the Switch's configuration that I've wondered about, but no one has really talked about it, or really, I guess, noticed it up to this point. So the thing about the Wii U is you have a touchscreen as well as output to the TV at the same time. This enabled things like you could download Nintendo DS games onto it through the eShop. So I thought that was pretty neat. I never did it, but I assume the top screen's your TV screen and the bottom screen is. I might just do that. I might just get New Super Mario Brothers just to see how it does. That'd be really cool.
If I could put my Pokemon Sun game on your Wii U,
No,
could we?
Original DS.
Oh,
Original.
I was about to
freak out,
flip out, and hold everything.
This changes things. So since this is a game that uses the touchscreen, Voez, Japanese launch game, you cannot, under any circumstances, play the game in docked mode. So that kind of is a problem, I think, because it's both a home console, yes, and a portable console or handheld, yes. It's not supposed to be one or the other. It's supposed to be both at the same time. It's almost like when PlayStation first started, there were the original PlayStation. Sony had a requirement for any game. This is in the early days, not later on, but any game that was released on it had to be 3D or used the 3D hardware somehow. They did not want two-dimensional games on their system when Sony didn't want that with the original PlayStation. Now that, of course, softened later. Of course, we got great 2D games like Symphony of the Night, and
Rayman.
Rayman was one of them. I think they just wanted. They might have done an exception for Rayman because that was an earlier one, and the Saturn had it and 3DO had it. How could you not? It was the hot platform, but they really did not want 2D games only on their system. So they made it. It's kind of like it would be like, once we got to Xbox 360 and PS3, you never saw a game that was not HD. So there's on it. I would think Nintendo would require a game to, even though if it touchscreen based, okay, have something that you can use the Joy-Cons or the Pro Controller with instead of only using the touchscreen. It just seems really weird that they would allow this configuration to happen. So my question is, how often do you think this is going to happen? Or do you think this is a one-off?
Oh no, I don't think it's gonna one-off. Bad thing. I think there's. I think. Yeah. I think that with it being a portable console and also a home console, there's definitely going to be like, I imagine there would be some games that were like only going to be able to be played. I couldn't like think of any at the time, but like this kind of makes sense because the just the look on the background on a Destructoid, I've seen a lot of like Japanese rhythm-based games that look exactly like this, and if it's gonna, I assume, based on the information that we have, it's going to be played a lot like those. And with those, you need to be able to like move quickly, just because like if you've never played a Japanese rhythm game before, it gets intense. And by intense, I mean like you need to be able to like fast. And I think with the controller, it might be a little bit hard to do that. And also like I don't mind that because I've downloaded plenty of rhythm games on my iPhone, and like I've enjoyed playing them all like that. So playing, it's and a lot of the music that they have on there is like either like really pretty and like just nice to listen to, or it's like you get into it because of how energetic it is. So I don't think that's too much of a problem having it only for the. Just because I think that doing something like that with a console like this, it would be really hard to try and get it to be like, to have the same feeling as a lot of the portable like App Store rhythm games, which is what this looks like. That isn't to say like you couldn't do it. I'm sure you could do it with like both of the there's like 4 buttons on each Joy-Con.
Right.
So you could definitely have like each button like pop up, and you just got to like be able to know which one's about to come up, and like you got to know like where it is on your controller.
Because these games show up on PlayStation consoles all the time. There's one that Sega makes that's like super popular. The girl with the green hair is like the icon of the series.
Yeah, she actually has like live concerts in Japan. That's actually like an insane fan base.
Yeah, but like those games are on PlayStation. They're just like, like rotate the analog stick, hit X, hit triangle, stuff like that. And now I do know that with the Switch's touchscreen, it's a capacitive, which means that it can take multiple inputs at once, whereas the Wii U just had a resistive one, and you could only one point at a time with that touchscreen. It just seems to me like a little like something that I don't know. I just feel like it shouldn't be limited to just the dock or just the handheld. Because think of it going the other way. The Switch's GPU is clocked down by I think about 50% when it's in handheld mode. What if there's a producer or what if there's a game developer out there that wants to make a game for the Switch, but they can only get it to run while it's docked? Well, then you lose out on the portable aspect of the system if you want to play that game. So I just don't. I didn't expect this to happen at all, as far as having one singular game come out and be just one or the other. I don't have good feelings about it at all, considering other games exist in that genre that don't rely on touch necessarily. It'd be nice to just include both. Like if you want to do the touchscreen, like they've already got that there, or it is a launch game, so I mean launch games you can't really expect much of, most of them with the exception of like, Zelda, which is not really a launch game. It's a port of it's a port from the Wii U. In fact, there's been a lot of technical tests done, and a lot of people think that yeah, like Breath of the Wild's not even pushing the system on the Switch. So most games that are made for launch, they're made in a hurry, and it's just there because it's really nice to have like 7 games available to buy for a system. Your chances of selling it with the system are pretty good. So they usually turn out to be cash grabs, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know.
I could see this doing good. Like, and even like the reverse, like having a game that can only be played when it's docked.
Well docked?
I'd be fine with that. I mean, it's supposed to be both, so like, and I don't know. I personally wouldn't want to take something that is considered a home console anywhere unless I was absolutely sure that it'd be safe wherever I'm taking it. So I think if I were to get a Switch, I'd be very like
protective,
cautious on where I took it, even if I wanted to like go portable.
Yeah.
So like I'd be fine with that.
I'm just thinking, like, it's funny because there's a lot of people that are saying, like, oh, well, the Switch is, you know, like, I don't want to take it anywhere with me. Okay, great. What if you have to go use the bathroom and it's going to be a little while? You could literally take the game with you. Like, that's a good thing. Like, I think people out there that, you know, they're looking at the system and they think it's kind of dumb that it's also a handheld unit, and these are people that don't play handheld games. But it's like, do you realize, like, just imagine when Skyrim comes out. Skyrim on the toilet. And you don't have to have this like, you know, laptop sitting on your lap that's like heating up.
I would try and
uncomfortably
make the point. I think you may have a problem if you need to make that a point. Like, you know what makes this game console really cool? You can go to the bathroom with it. If I hadn't played Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U, on the toilet, fighting another person. And by another person, I mean there was a dude in my living room who wanted to play Smash Brothers, but I was on the toilet. So he brought me the gamepad, and I played from the toilet.
Switch can do stuff like that.
I'm
nice
not
thing.
Proud of that, but you know, I was able to do it. Also,
hey, when you got to play Smash,
I beat him twice while I was on the toilet.
Wow.
Right.
Oh.